Welcome to FCPS All-Stars. Our guest for today is Amy Newkirk, 6th grade special education teacher and department chair at Middletown Middle School. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I'm glad to have you with us today.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
And you know, I know someone else with the last name Newkirk that works for FCPS.
It's probably my husband.
Your husband?
Yes, he's an assistant principal at Career and Tech Center.
Okay, that's neat. And how long have you both been in the system?
19 years.
Okay, so you've been around for a while.
Yes, we have.
Tell me about your family.
I have a son named AJ. He's actually at Shippensburg University as a freshman. He's studying to be an elementary teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have a daughter, Michelle. She's a sophomore at Middletown High School and currently is on the volleyball team.
Okay, so with 2 educators in the family, you must have some awesome summer breaks.
We do. We like to travel a lot. That's kind of our highlight.
And are you more of a domestic traveler or are you more the exotic excursion type travelers?
We're more domestic. I like to stay within the United States, but we did take one cruise that took us to Cozumel.
Oh, okay. What was that like?
That was really exciting. We stopped off in Key West first, and we got off the ship there and got to explore Key West, and then we went to Cozumel.
Okay.
And we went to the Mayan ruins, and that was really interesting to see that. And then we had time at a beach where we could swim with the local fish that are there and have time to relax.
And for someone like myself who's only been on one cruise, and it wasn't even far, I think I went to the Bahamas, what would your recommendation be for them?
Find out what the highlights are of wherever you're going and the right time of year to be there. Because when we went to Cozumel, we didn't realize that that was like the mosquito season.
Oh no.
So when we were at the Mayan ruins, we were too busy kind of slapping the mosquitoes to thoroughly enjoy all of the ruins. So that's my biggest tip for anybody who travels, is to find out if there's a proper time of year to be there.
Okay. And what the pestilence may be.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, tell me about one of your favorite trips.
I was probably one of our most recent ones that my husband and I went on. He was presenting at a conference in Las Vegas. And of course we went to the Hoover Dam and saw that, and we went to the Red Rock Canyon. But then we decided to take time and we drove to Death Valley in California.
Death Valley?
Death Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was amazing.
Really?
Yeah, at first when he said he wanted to go there, he's my adventurer person in the relationship, and I'm like, I don't know. It was beautiful, breathtaking, hot. It was 113 degrees that day, but it was amazing to look at, and we learned so much. We got to see the salt plains, and we learned things like if you are in the shade, you can lose up to a gallon of water a day.
In the shade, you lose a gallon?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you don't even realize that you're sweating.
I guess because it evaporates immediately.
So quick, and so you dehydrate quickly. So you see signs everywhere, make sure you're hydrating. And we took the tour, and we got to see things at sea level, and we got to see things up in the mountains.
Wow, I guess when I think of Death Valley, I think of those old, like, cartoons.
Yeah, you think of nothing there,
that's black and white,
nothing to look at. It's beautiful. I wish we had more time to explore.
So you would go back?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I may have to put that on my bucket list
then.
Have you had any really special trips?
Yeah, I had a really special trip a couple years ago with my mom.
Okay.
We went to Nashville. I took her to Nashville, and it was a present to her because she'd always wanted to go to the Grand Ole Opry, because she kind of grew up listening to it on the radio, and her parents had gone and said how wonderful it was.
Okay.
And I knew it was something that she wanted to do, and so we just did it. And it was the best trip ever, just her and I. We got to spend a lot of time. We explored Nashville, which was interesting because usually when we're on trips, my husband drives everywhere, so I had to be the driver.
Roles change.
Yeah. But we just had so much fun just walking up down the streets of Nashville, listening to the music and seeing the sights, that we're looking forward to taking another trip together, because it was a lot of special one-on-one time. That, as you get older and you move away and you have your own family, you don't have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
So it was it meant the world to me.
Now, is that the type of place that you go from like restaurant to restaurant, and there's like one type of music here,
Yes.
another type of music?
Yeah, so there was everything from rock and roll to like old country to new type of country. And if you didn't like it, you just got and went to the next place. So, yeah.
Now, I understand that you and your family have an annual tradition over the summer.
Yeah, every year we go to Myrtle Beach with my family.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my parents, and we all stay in a condo, and a lot of times my aunt and her children and grandchildren join us, and sometimes my other aunt does too. And it's just a nice, relaxing vacation because we sit and we swim and we eat and we just enjoy each other's company. And it's a time that we get to reconnect and get to learn more about each other, because this day and age, you're so fast doing other things.
Absolutely.
And all of my family lives in Pennsylvania, so we don't see them that often. So that's like our special 1 week where we can create those family memories.
I understand. That makes a lot of sense. So it sounds like your family is really important to you.
Extremely important.
And you shared a quote with me when we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
What was that?
To make time for the important things. And the important things are your family and your friends. And my students actually become part of my family. So they're included in that family, because a couple years ago I lost my brother. And that kind of makes you reflect, and you realize you don't know what tomorrow brings. So you have to make the most of today. And those tiny little things, whether it's, you know, working outside, cleaning the house, that can wait. It's being with your family, being with them in the moment. You know, there'll be times I want to do something else, but one of my children will come home and it's like, I need to stop and be with them.
How do you think your travels and, you know, your family philosophy transfers to your students in your classroom?
Well, I think how it transfers the most is on a lot of our travels, we always do something educational. It started out as a joke with my husband and I, and it's just kind of developed where we enjoy learning about things. And so part of, you know, our philosophy is you can never stop learning. And that's, I really try to tie over with my students, because the students I work with have disabilities. So a lot of times it's tough. Sometimes just to get through the day or to learn whatever it is. So they have to see in me that I'm willing to continue to learn as I grow older. And sometimes I'll share with them something that I learned on one of our trips, or it might be a picture or something that can relate background.
Right.
To show them that, you know, don't give up, keep going, because it's important to always believe in yourself and keep learning. And so that's why I think our trips just are so easy for me to tie in, because my husband is so good about planning places to go that we weren't even expecting, that I can pull in, did you know that? And, you know, then it just starts a conversation. And once you start the conversation, you build the relationship. And once you build that relationship with the students, then that's when they become your family. And then that's where they tie in and they're willing to work hard, even if it, you know, is not their best day. They're willing to give it 100%, and they see the benefit in the long run.
Amy, thank you so much for joining us today.
And thanks for having me. I really enjoyed this.
It was good having you. And thank you for joining us as well. Be sure to make time for what's important, and in the meantime, shine on.